Let me ask you something real, and I want you to really think about it for a moment. Have you or someone you love, maybe a parent, maybe even yourself, ever felt that sudden sharp cramp in your leg out of nowhere? Or maybe it's more subtle than that. Just this growing sense of weakness when you're climbing stairs, getting out of a chair, or even just walking to the mailbox. And you brush it off, right? You think, it's probably just age catching up with me. Maybe you haven't been stretching enough, or you assume it's a circulation issue, or dehydration, or something else that sounds logical enough to ignore. But here's the part nobody talks about. What if the real cause of that muscle weakness and those painful cramps isn't aging at all? What if it's something you're putting into your body every single day? Something you were told was good for you? Something sitting in your cabinet right now, looking all innocent, but silently draining your strength, one dose at a time? I'm talking about 2 vitamins that are incredibly common, especially for people over 60. Most people take them without even blinking. They seem harmless. Some even come with labels that say, for bone health, or support circulation. But the truth? For many seniors, these 2 vitamins could be quietly doing more harm than good. And it breaks my heart, because I've seen it firsthand. Seniors struggling to stand, to walk, even to sleep through the night, and never realizing that the very thing they're taking to help their health is actually hurting it. That's why today's video is so important. Because I'm going to share exactly what those 2 vitamins are, why they're so problematic, and how you can make smarter choices to protect your leg strength and mobility as you age. Even if you think you've got your supplement routine under control, you might be surprised at what you learn here today. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and really listen, because this might be one of the most eye-opening health tips you've heard in a long time. And hey, if you care about staying strong and independent after 60, go ahead and comment, "I'm here," so I know you're with me on this journey. And make sure to subscribe to Healthy Senior Advice, because we're all about helping you or your loved ones age with dignity, confidence, and strength. Alright, let's start with the first big one. Calcium. Now, if you're like most people over 60, especially women, you've probably been told again and again, take your calcium. It's good for your bones. Doctors say it. Commercials push it. Even friends pass the advice around like candy. And sure, at first glance, it makes sense. As we age, our bones naturally lose density. Calcium is a key mineral in bone strength. So, more calcium should equal stronger bones, right? Well, not exactly. Let me tell you about Linda. She's 67. A retired nurse, sharp as ever, who started taking high-dose calcium supplements after a friend insisted it helped her avoid fractures. Linda thought, why not? A little extra protection can't hurt. So, she added 1,200 milligrams of calcium to her daily routine, on top of what she was already getting from her food. At first, nothing seemed off. But within a few months, she noticed something strange. Her legs started cramping at night, deep, aching cramps that woke her from sleep. And during the day, stairs felt heavier. Her legs didn't move the way they used to. She'd stop mid-climb, hand gripping the railing, breath shallow, and wonder, what's happening to me? She didn't think to blame the calcium. Why would she? It was supposed to help, not hurt. But here's what's really happening behind the scenes. When you take calcium in high doses, especially from supplements, not from food, your body can struggle to absorb it all properly. Worse yet, it can throw off your body's delicate balance of magnesium and potassium, 2 minerals your muscles desperately need to function smoothly. Without enough magnesium, muscles get tight. They contract and cramp more easily. Without enough potassium, blood flow weakens. Muscles feel fatigued, slow, and sometimes even painful. And where does all that extra calcium go? Sometimes, it ends up hardening in places it shouldn't, like your arteries, or in soft tissues like muscles and joints. This is how something as simple as a vitamin supplement, taken with good intentions, can quietly begin working against you. One of the biggest misconceptions out there is that more is better. Especially after menopause, many women feel pressure to load up on calcium to fight osteoporosis. But what's often missing from that conversation is balance. Calcium needs teammates. Magnesium, vitamin D, and vitamin K2 all play a role in getting calcium to the right places, and keeping it out of the wrong ones. Without those cofactors, calcium may not be strengthening your bones. It might be settling into your tissues, tightening your muscles, and making your legs feel like lead. So what should you do instead? First, focus on food-based calcium. Leafy greens like kale and spinach, dairy products in moderation, almonds, sesame seeds, these provide calcium in a way your body understands and uses more gently. Second, if your doctor has told you to supplement, don't just grab any over-the-counter calcium pill. Ask about the type, the dose, and what it's being paired with. Ideally, your supplement should include magnesium and vitamin D, and be adjusted to your actual dietary intake, not just a one-size-fits-all number. And third, get your blood levels checked. Your doctor can help you figure out if your body actually needs that much calcium, or if you're getting too much without realizing it. Because here's the truth. Weak legs and painful cramps aren't always about aging. Sometimes they're about small, fixable things, like getting the right balance of nutrients in your day. And the good news? That means you're not powerless. With a few smart tweaks, you can start feeling stronger, more stable, and more in control again. But calcium isn't the only hidden culprit here. There's another supplement that many seniors take religiously, often thinking it'll boost their circulation or protect their heart, when in reality, it might be quietly chipping away at your muscle strength. Now, let's talk about the second sneaky vitamin that could be quietly draining your strength, especially from your legs. It's one that sounds helpful, even essential. You'll find it in health blogs, heart supplements, and anti-aging routines everywhere. And many people over 60 are taking it without ever thinking twice. I'm talking about vitamin E. Let me introduce you to James. He's 72. A retired mechanic who's always been sharp, active, and independent. After reading online that vitamin E could help with heart health and circulation, James decided to add it to his daily regimen. But not just a little. He picked up a high-dose supplement, 400 IU per day, because he figured, if a little is good, more must be better, right? For the first few weeks, he felt no different. But then, his energy started dipping. He'd walk across the yard and feel his legs dragging, like he was wading through thick water. Some days he felt dizzy, like he'd lose balance for just a second. He told himself it was just aging. Maybe he was tired. Maybe he didn't sleep right. But then, one day, he was stepping off the curb in a grocery store parking lot, and his leg just didn't catch him. He stumbled, nothing major, just a scraped elbow, but it scared him. Not just because he fell, but because he realized he didn't trust his legs the way he used to. Here's the thing. Vitamin E is an antioxidant, and yes, it does have benefits. In small, appropriate amounts, it plays a role in protecting cells from damage. But when you take it in high doses, especially from supplements, not food, it can start to cause problems. In older adults, too much vitamin E can interfere with how your muscles function. It may weaken muscle strength, reduce endurance, and even impair coordination in some cases. This is especially true if it interacts with other medications, which is more common than most people think. For example, are you or a loved one taking a blood thinner, like warfarin? Or a statin for cholesterol? Vitamin E in high doses can intensify the effects of these drugs, leading to a higher risk of muscle cramps, internal bleeding, or fatigue. And yet, most people have no idea. They just see the word antioxidant and assume it's safe, even beneficial. This is one of the biggest myths out there. That vitamins, especially natural-sounding ones like vitamin E, can't do harm. But the truth is, your body needs balance, not overload. Too much of anything, even something healthy, can backfire. So what can you do instead? First, rely on food-based sources of vitamin E. A handful of almonds, sunflower seeds, spinach sautéed in olive oil. These give your body vitamin E in a natural, moderate form that's easier to absorb and regulate. Second, avoid high-dose supplements unless your doctor specifically recommends them. The recommended daily amount for adults is just 15 milligrams. That's much lower than what many over-the-counter pills contain. Third, if you're already taking medications or multiple supplements, Ask your doctor or pharmacist to review your stack. Interactions aren't always obvious, but they can absolutely affect your strength, balance, and energy levels. And finally, listen to your body. If your legs feel weaker than usual, if you're getting cramps more often, don't just chalk it up to getting older. It might be something more subtle and more fixable than you think. So now that you know the two vitamins, calcium in excess and vitamin E in high doses, that may be working against your leg strength, let's take a moment to zoom out. Because what you've just learned isn't just about two supplements. It's about changing how we approach aging, being smarter, more intentional, and above all, being proactive about the choices we make every day. Let's talk about what this means for you, and for those you love. There's something truly difficult about watching someone you care about slowly start to struggle. Maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's your parent, or maybe it's even you. You notice the little things at first. They hesitate before getting up from a chair. They hold onto the wall as they walk down the hallway. They sit down quicker than usual, rub their legs more often, maybe even wince when they think no one's looking. And it hurts. Not just because they're in pain, but because you feel helpless. You start wondering, is this just aging? Is this what the next 10 years are going to look like? But here's the truth that not enough people are talking about. Sometimes what looks like aging is actually a mistake. A well-meaning decision. A supplement taken with the best intentions, but without the full picture. That stiffness, that cramping, that feeling like your legs just don't have the power they used to. It might not be a decline in health. It might be a fixable imbalance. And that changes everything. Because this conversation, it's not about fear. It's not about scaring you with one more thing to worry about. It's about empowerment. It's about helping you take back a little control in a world that too often tells seniors, this is just how it is. No. You can do something about it. So take a moment. Go to your kitchen cabinet or your medicine drawer. Take a look at those bottles. What's in them? How much are you taking? Are you taking a megadose of vitamin E that no one ever explained to you? Is that calcium supplement double what your body really needs? You might find answers right there, hidden in plain sight. And maybe, just maybe, that muscle weakness, that fatigue, those leg cramps that have been keeping you or someone you love up at night, they aren't signs of decline. They're signals. And now, you know how to listen. Let me tell you something from the heart. You're not alone in this. Not at all. Thousands, millions, of seniors and caregivers are facing these same quiet struggles. But with awareness, with even a few small changes, the path forward can be steadier. You can walk with more strength, more confidence, and most importantly, more hope. So hold on to that. Because this isn't the end of something. It's the beginning of a stronger, smarter, and more empowered chapter. And it all starts with just a little understanding and a willingness to look a bit closer. So let's take a moment to recap what we uncovered today. We talked about two common vitamins, ones that many seniors take every single day, that might actually be working against your leg strength instead of for it. First, we looked at calcium, especially in high doses from supplements. Yes, it's vital for bone health, but when taken without balance, without magnesium, without proper guidance, it can cause muscle stiffness, poor circulation, and even night cramps. Then we explored vitamin E, which often gets praised for its heart benefits. But in high doses, it can weaken muscles, mess with medications, and silently sap your strength and balance, especially after 60. These aren't small things. They're the kinds of everyday decisions that can slowly change how you move, how you feel, and how independent you stay. And now, you know. So here's what I'd love for you to do. Take a look in your supplement cabinet. Ask yourself or your loved ones, why am I taking this? Is it the right dose? Could this be connected to how I've been feeling? And now, I want to hear from you. Have you or someone you care about experienced leg weakness, cramps, or balance issues, and you're starting to wonder if a supplement might be playing a role? Share your story in the comments. You might be surprised how many people are going through the exact same thing. This is how we learn from each other. This is how we heal together. And if this video gave you a new perspective, if you had that little light bulb moment where something finally made sense, go ahead and hit the like button. It tells me that this kind of content matters to you. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to Healthy Senior Advice. We're here every week, bringing you clear, honest, and compassionate tips to help you or your loved ones live a stronger, healthier, and more confident life, no matter your age. Because aging doesn't mean giving up control. It means being smart, curious, and empowered. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. It means a lot that you're here, truly. Until next time, stay informed, stay active, and remember, small changes can lead to big differences. You've got this. I'll see you in the next video.